Love spells are so dangerous. There's something that you should not be playing with because it's messing with other people's free will. But I always tell people all the time, be careful what you wish for because love may consume you just as it consumed Olivia. Stay tuned at the end of the video for that story. Here's a list of stories of love spells that people did that went completely wrong, and including using blood in your love spell. It's spaghetti to die for. See you at the end of the video.
So people keep bringing up witchcraft for the okra water, and it just reminded me of a time where I did actual witchcraft with my best friend. And mind you, we were young, we were like 13 years old, so we didn't know any better. But things did not work out as planned. Like crazy things started happening and whatnot. So we're like 13 years old on the swing. I'm telling her about the crush I have. She's telling me about her crush, and she's just like, I read somewhere that you can actually do a love spell, and I'm just like, a love spell? Do tell. So she's just like, all you have to do is write his name, write your name on a piece of paper, and fold the paper up. And it was at the time when Victoria's Secret was really popular, so they had like this perfume called Love Spell. She was like, spray some of that perfume on the piece of paper and put it underneath your pillow and just go to sleep. So she had the perfume. I didn't have the perfume. I ain't had no money to buy the perfume. So I was like, okay, well, you do it tonight and then bring me the perfume tomorrow and I'll do it tomorrow night. So we go home, whatever, and she does it. And then the next day we come back together, and literally that boy was all on her. The boy that she liked was like all on her. They were like this. And I was just like, what? It worked, y'all. So that night I got the perfume from her, and I do the same thing. And I like have my phone next to my pillow, so I fall asleep or whatever. I have the phone next to my pillow. I wake up in the middle of the night, and I get a text from the boy. I get a text from the boy I like, and I'm like, wait a minute. I know that this just didn't just work like that, right? So at that point, I was like, what? My man, my man, my man. I had that boy wrapped around my finger for like a whole week, y'all. But like weird stuff started happening. So first thing that happened is I caught my period for the first time. And if you know, you know. Caught my period for the first time. And then like I fell down a flight of stairs. I fell down the flight of stairs and I ripped my only winter jacket. Now this may seem like little juvenile things, but like I said, we were 13. So at the time, like that's big deal. Like that's a big deal, those things that were happening. So I was just like, you know what? I think that this is like karma or something for me doing that love spell on the boy. I say all this to say that you cannot do anything that will make a person go against their own will. Like I'm to this day, I'm big on manifestation and all that stuff, but you cannot make a person fall in love with you, and you cannot make anybody do anything against their own will. Like that's something that we learned in like Disney movies back in the day. So yeah, y'all, just be careful with like any of that stuff. Like I don't suggest to do it. Like just
So I had this female friend a couple of years ago. Me and her no longer friends because I cut her the fuck off. Here's why. She was a pretty girl, but she was heavyset. But that didn't stop her from getting fucked. She wanted love, but she was fast in the ass. And most men, they treat big women a little different. They not gonna love you in public, but they'll fuck the shit out of you behind closed doors. So one day she decided that she wanted love by any means. She gets with this guy. He was everything she wanted, but she couldn't get him to stop fucking other women. But then she tells me that he becomes obsessive. He's real clingy. He won't give her space, and he just crazy. He all over her, he's crazy. She made it seem like this just happened out of the blue. Come to find out, she had them put love spells on him. And she told me she put love spells on him. She said she wanted him, and she wanted him all about her. So one day when they was having sex, she put spells on him. Of course he did not know about it. And of course she took advantage of him. She told me all of this. So in the end, she got the man. She got some of what she wanted. The man was all about her. But he was so all about her that she couldn't breathe without him jumping down her throat. He was literally obsessive, possessive. And if I'm not mistaken, he ended up getting violent. Now I say all that to say, that's typically how the love spells work. When you forcing somebody to love you, you forcing somebody to be with you, it is unnatural. So the results will be unnatural. Ladies, if you want love, heal yourself internally. I'm telling you, a beautiful spirit will attract what's for you before a fat ass and big titties will. Become feminine, not just some of the times, but all the times. Forgive them people, let it go. Start going to the gym, drink your water, and truly take care of your spirit. That's how you attract the man that's for you. There ain't a man on this planet that ain't attracted to a beautiful spirit. Even the ops attracted to beautiful spirits, baby. Now, before I cut her off, I should have had a conversation with her, but I didn't. I didn't trust her. I lost all respect for her.
Oh my goodness, so let me tell y'all about this story with this girl named Aubrey and her boyfriend Lance. Okay, y'all, Aubrey and Lance had been together for 5 years. They've been together 5 years, y'all. And they was a happy couple, you know what I'm saying? They wasn't struggling with nothing. Like, they was a happy couple. They loved on each other, unconditional love. One day, y'all, Lance decided to come to Aubrey and tell Aubrey, you know what I'm saying, we doing our thing in the bed. I'm not understanding why you not getting pregnant. So, y'all, Aubrey tell Lance, you know, she was on birth control pills or whatever. That's why she wasn't getting pregnant. Lance wasn't aware of this, but he wasn't mad at Aubrey. So, y'all, Lance came to Aubrey and told Aubrey, you know what I'm saying, I want you to stop taking the birth control pills because I want us to try out for a baby. And, y'all, at first, Aubrey wasn't feeling it, you know what I'm saying? She like, nah, because I've seen many cases where, you know what I'm saying, couples have a baby and then the baby kind of pulled them apart, you know what I'm saying? She was like, she didn't want to be a single mom raising a child. And Lance was so eager to have a baby that he was just like, okay, well, I'll marry you. You know what I'm saying? We could just get married. So Aubrey like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Just give me some time. Let me think about it. So, y'all, Aubrey went back and told her mom or whatever, you know, Lance is eager to have a baby. All of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? I don't know where I want to, you know, what I want to do. And the mama was telling her, like, you know, I think you should go through with it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all happy. Y'all financially stable. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think this would be good for y'all. So, y'all, Aubrey was telling her mama, like, you know what I'm saying? But I don't want to get married to him just because we're having a baby. And the mama was basically saying, like, you know the love that Lance got for you. You know the love that you got for Lance. And she was just basically telling Aubrey she feel like Lance was trying to marry her to make her feel secure, like, to where, you know, like basically letting her know, like, if you get pregnant, you know what I'm saying, whatever we go through, we stuck together because we married. So, y'all, everybody happy at this point, you know what I'm saying? The mama happy, Aubrey happy. Aubrey finna go home and tell Lance, so he would be happy. So, at this point, Aubrey is at home, and she finna get ready to tell Lance. So, she tell Lance, you know, okay, I made my decision, you know what I'm saying, we can go through with having the baby or whatever. So, y'all, Lance is super excited, you know what I'm saying? He's super excited. He like, okay, well, let's go in the bedroom now. Let's go in the bedroom now. She was like, okay, we have to wait like a week, you know what I'm saying, so the pills could, like, get out her system. So Lance was like, come on, baby, you know, I'm in the mood now. Like, we still can do it now. We can do it tomorrow. We can do it, you know what I'm saying? And Aubrey started laughing. So, y'all, at this point, you know what I'm saying, they making love. They goes in the bedroom and they try out for a baby. So, y'all, couple days passed by, everything going smooth. Everything going smooth. They doing things back to back, back to back. Every night they doing things back to back. Like, Lance is very eager to get Aubrey pregnant. So, y'all, every time they get through doing a do or whatever, Aubrey would bring up, you know, the wedding. And Lance would talk about the baby. Okay, y'all, so 2 weeks after they doing a do or whatever, Lance felt like, you know what I'm saying, he should go ahead and buy some pregnancy tests just in case, you know, she started feeling sick or, you know what I'm saying, she feel like her body is going through a change, you know what I'm saying, that could be the baby or whatever. So he goes to go buy her some pregnancy tests. Meanwhile, Aubrey on the damn internet looking up wedding dresses. She looking up places for the wedding and all this stuff like that. So, y'all, Aubrey started bringing up to Lance about the wedding, you know what I'm saying, what color the wedding. Like, she just was real. She wanted to talk about the wedding. And Lance was telling her, like, baby, let's slow down. You know what I'm saying? Let's go through with the pregnancy. Once we get through with the pregnancy, he was like, he want to walk her down the aisle with her stomach big or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that'll be the best thing. And Aubrey agreed. Aubrey was like, yeah, that would be cute. You know what I'm saying? Me walking down the aisle with my pregnant belly, becoming a wife. So he was able to, like, push that back from Aubrey. Like, Aubrey basically, like, making her not be so invested in planning the wedding at the moment until she was for sure pregnant. Y'all, Aubrey was one of those females. She went back and told her mama everything or whatever. So she went back and told her mama, like, me and Lance, we're going to wait till I find out I'm pregnant and then we'll start planning the wedding or whatever. And her mama was like, why y'all got to wait till you find out if you pregnant or not? You know what I'm saying? Why y'all just can't go ahead and do it now? And she was like, Lance was talking about how it would be so nice to just walk down the aisle with my pregnant belly and flashing my ring and this and that and all that stuff like that. So the mom was like, you know, she's like, okay. You know, she didn't really just think nothing of it, but she was like, okay, she thought of it. But she didn't want to just like feed Aubrey no negative as scenario. So y'all, a couple weeks go by, they study planning for a baby, Aubrey somehow, some way, she's not getting pregnant. So at this point, you know what I'm saying, Lance is kind of getting frustrated or whatever. She brings up the wedding again, and you know, Lance is just like, baby, let's just focus on having our child. Like, you know what I'm saying, let's focus on bringing the baby here first. You feel what I'm saying? So y'all, at this point, I be like, okay, you know what I'm saying, like she not gonna bring it up no more, you know, until she get pregnant. So y'all, a couple weeks go by, nothing. She's not getting pregnant. So at this point, you know what I'm saying, she goes to her mom and she's like, okay, me and Lance have been trying out for a baby, and you know, it's not something not working. So y'all, she go to her mom and she tell her mom, like, Lance is getting impatient, you know what I'm saying, like, I really want to give him this baby, you know what I'm saying, because he's very happy and I'm ready to get married, you know what I'm saying, I'm ready to start my family. So y'all, she goes to her mom and her mom does this little ritual on her to where she's able to get pregnant. I know y'all like, oh my God, another motherfucking ritual spell. Like for part 2, y'all. So y'all, Aubrey goes to the mama or whatever for the mama to do the ritual on her so she can get pregnant. Now y'all, Lance is not aware of none of this. He not aware that Aubrey mama is a voodoo lady. She's a witch. So Aubrey asking her mama like, Mom, you sure this gonna work? Like, you sure this the right spell for me to get pregnant? And her mama was telling her like, baby, don't worry about nothing. You'll be pregnant in no time. So Aubrey goes back home or whatever. Lance is on the couch watching TV. She like excited and stuff. She telling Lance like, come on, let's go try out for a baby, this and it. So Lance excited, they goes in the room, they try out for the baby. So 2 weeks then passed, y'all. Aubrey get to throwing up, she feeling sick, you know what I'm saying, her body's going through a change. At this point, you know, she calling Lance in there. Lance is like, oh my God, this is the sign that you pregnant. So Aubrey was like, yeah, don't you think, you know what I'm saying? She was happy, but she was just like, damn, don't you think? So y'all, Lance goes to the living room or whatever and go get the pregnancy test that he bought like a couple weeks before. So he was telling Aubrey like, just take 3 of them just to make sure, you know, just to make sure that you're pregnant. Let's take 3 of them. So Aubrey was like, Lance, I'm sure that I'm pregnant, but if you want to take the 3 pregnancy tests, let's do so. So Lance was like, yeah. Like, Lance is super excited. So he runs in the living room, get the pregnancy test and bring it back to Aubrey. Aubrey takes the pregnancy test. The first one says positive. She takes the second one. The second one says positive. She take the third one. The third one says positive. So at this point, y'all, Aubrey is for sure pregnant. So y'all, while Aubrey is on the toilet or whatever, you know, she's throwing up again or whatever, Lance is taking good care of her. He walks into the room, you know what I'm saying? He's doing everything that a happy father, soon-to-be father would do. You know what I'm saying? He's rubbing her feet, massaging her back, you know, bringing her food, like just catering to her, the ins and outs or whatever. So a couple months going by, you know what I'm saying, Aubrey is starting to show. You know, she's getting big, this and that. So at this point, Aubrey brings back up the wedding to Lance. So y'all, Lance tell her, you know, well, go on the internet, go pick out this, go pick out that, you know what I'm saying? You just plan the wedding and I'll take care of everything, like financial wise. So Aubrey kind of, you know, gave Lance a crazy look because she's like, this is something we supposed to plan together, you know. This is like supposed to be our dream wedding, you know what I'm saying? Let's plan it together. I'd rather not, you know, just do it on my own. Let's do it together. So Lance was just telling her like, man, I don't really feel like that right now, you know what I'm saying? Let's do it a little later. So Aubrey was like, okay, you know, she goes in the room, she started looking up stuff on her own. But y'all, every time that Aubrey would bring up the wedding to Lance, it's like he's not in the mood to talk about it, you know what I'm saying? He don't want to hear it right now, or he just not feeling it right now. Like, he always came with an excuse when she would bring up the wedding to him. Okay, y'all, at this point, it's 6 months into Aubrey's pregnancy or whatever, and she started having complications with the baby. So I think 1 month they went to go do like an ultrasound and they didn't hear a heartbeat or whatever. It's like the heartbeat was beating real slow, then it'll stop and then it'll pick back up at its normal speed. So y'all, the doctor was telling her like, you know what I'm saying, I want to see you every Friday or whatever from now on instead of every, you know, 2 to 3 weeks. Because they wanted to like monitor the baby, make sure the baby wasn't losing his heartbeat or whatever again, because like I said, it dropped and then, you know, it would pick back up. So at this point, you know what I'm saying, Lance is kind of frustrated. He's getting mad. Like, he's like, damn, what the fuck is going on with my baby? So Aubrey trying to be strong for the both of them. You know, she's telling Lance, you know, everything is going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? Just, like, we have to have faith. So Lance like, you right, baby. You know, everything going to be all right with our little one. You know, they both comforting each other, you know, letting each other know everything is going to be all right. So, y'all, at this point, they leaving their doctor's appointment. And as they leaving, y'all, they come across this lady. Lance and Aubrey do not know this lady from a can of paint. But this lady said something to them that made Aubrey like, you know what I'm saying, like what the fuck? So the lady was just like, y'all in for a rude awakening, especially you, baby girl. And then the lady walked off. I don't know if she probably was there with like a daughter or a niece or something. I don't know. But she ran across them and she said that shit. And Lance was looking all confused and stuff like that. Like, what the fuck is she talking about? Like, what did she mean by that? Okay, y'all, like for part 3. Okay, y'all, with this video, we finna kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So I'm finna tell y'all about part 3 while I'm doing my daughter hair, period. Okay, y'all know I told you Aubrey had went to her doctor's appointment or whatever because she was having complications with the baby heartbeat or whatever. So as they was leaving, y'all know it's this woman that approached them and was like, you know what I'm saying, y'all in for a rude awakening. Basically, like, whatever is coming down on y'all finna be bad. So Lance wanted to go back and ask the woman, like, what do you mean by that, you know? But Aubrey was like, come on, baby, let's go. Like, we're not finna worry about what she talking about. She don't even know us. So, y'all, they leaves or whatever. But as they in the car, Lance is quiet the whole ride home because he's still thinking about what that lady told him. So when they get home, Aubrey asked him, Aubrey was like, why you been quiet? Like, you been quiet the whole ride home. Is everything all right? And Lance was just like, it's just funny that lady said that to us. Like, she don't even know us. So why would she come to us and say some stuff like that? Like, we in for a rude awakening? Like, what did she really mean by that? So, y'all, Aubrey was like, I don't know what the lady meant, but I'm finna go in here and cook. And Lance was like, okay, I'm gonna sit out here in the car for a minute. So, y'all, Aubrey in the house, she cooking and stuff like that. And while Lance is sitting in the car, she calls her mom to let her mom know that it was a lady that approached them at their appointment or whatever, saying that, you know, they was in for a rude awakening, whatever coming down on them is gonna be bad. So come to find out, the mama was telling Aubrey, like, even though I put the spell, whatever contact you have with like a psychic or a voodoo, they can read your energy and tell that it's something, you know, finna go on. But her mom was basically telling her, like, don't worry about it, you know, she don't know, I'm gonna protect you. If something harmful come your way, I'll be able to protect you. And Aubrey was asking her mom, like, Mom, what could come my way? And she was like, when we do spells and stuff like that, you know, sometimes it can end good, sometimes it can end bad. But she was like, not to worry, you know, I can always reverse it and all this stuff. And Aubrey just got to screaming. She was like, how could you reverse it if I'm pregnant? And her mom was just trying to calm her down, like, Aubrey, it's not a big deal. Like, don't worry about it. You know, I got you. So at this point, y'all, Lance walking in the house. So Aubrey hurry up and get off the phone with her mom. So, y'all, they talking or whatever, you know. Lance asking Aubrey, is everything all right? Do she need anything? You know, is the baby okay? How she feeling? All that type of stuff. So fast forward, y'all, it's time for Aubrey to have a baby. And it's time for them to go to the hospital. So Lance get in the car, rushed her to the hospital or whatever, and she has the baby. So when Lance first seen the baby had green eyes. When the baby first came out, like, as the doctor was the first one to hold him, the baby had green eyes. But when they put the baby in the crib or whatever, the baby eyes turned normal, which was brown, like Lance's eyes. So, y'all, Lance mentioned it to the doctor, like, did you see that? Did you see the baby eyes was green? Now his eyes is brown? Like, what do that mean, doc? And the doctor was telling him he'd never seen nothing like that a day in his life. You know, that is something new. And then the doctor made like a joke. He was like, well, you know, we see something new every now and then. Every time in this labor room, we always see something new. So Lance didn't really brush it off, but he was like, okay, whatever, my baby here. You know, he was excited. So, y'all, it's a couple of days past, like 2 or 3 days past, they go home. So, y'all, a couple of days passed by after they got out the hospital or whatever, and they on their way home. And you know, Lance doing what a father do. You know, he playing with his child, taking care of his child, you know what I'm saying, while he taking care of his woman. Mind y'all, they didn't get married like they were supposed to, you know, because Lance kept putting it off, and he felt like, you know, Aubrey was pushing him, and Aubrey felt like she was stressing him out by steady bringing up the wedding. But you got to understand, Lance is the one told her, like, okay, when you get pregnant and your baby bump starts to show, that's when we can plan the wedding. That's when we can walk down the aisle. So, y'all, due to the wedding situation, Aubrey never brought the wedding back up after Lance was telling her, like, okay, let's just focus on the baby being here. And due to Aubrey having complications with her pregnancy, that kind of, like, pushed it back, too, you know, because she wasn't really just focused on the wedding at the time. She was focused on, you know, getting her baby back right. So, y'all, for a couple months, everything's going good with them. You know, he doing what he's supposed to do. She doing what she's supposed to do as far as taking care of the baby. You know what I'm saying? Taking care of home and all that type of stuff. So, y'all, Middle of the night, y'all know how babies wake up and they get to crying and all that type of stuff, y'all. Lance was always the one to jump up first when the baby started crying. On the other hand, Aubrey still lays in the bed, but Aubrey is kind of feeling irritated. Like, she's like, damn, the baby is crying every single night. Like, it's not a night go by that this baby does not cry. So Lance was just like, okay, baby, it's a baby. Like, come on now. It's a baby. What you want me to do? Like, I'm the one getting up. You're not even getting up out the bed. So at this point, y'all, they arguing back and forth. They arguing back and forth or whatever. And Aubrey was just like, well, I'm just going to go to my mom's house for the next night or whatever because I need to catch up on sleep. I haven't gotten any sleep in the last few days since the baby been home. So Lance was like, okay, do what you do. It's fine. It's cool. So Aubrey goes to her mom, tell her mom how the baby keep crying and all this stuff. Mind y'all, this is Aubrey's first baby, y'all. So she wasn't really just aware of how babies is or whatever. I don't know. Everybody know babies cry, but I'm just saying, like, she didn't know that it was going to be going on constantly every single night. So, y'all, at this point, Lance is at the house taking care of the baby by himself while Aubrey is under her mom. So Lance called Aubrey and tell Aubrey, like, when are you coming home? Like, I do need help with the baby. You've been gone for a couple days. Like, this is not how it's supposed to be. Then he tell Aubrey, like, what woman walks out on her son? Like, that shit is foul as fuck. You need to come home so that we can have a talk. And the mama was telling Aubrey, like, go ahead and go home. You know what I'm saying? Go tend to your family. You got to understand, baby, you can't run over here every time. It's a problem. And Aubrey was basically telling her mom, like, how she stressed out and how he lied about walking her down the aisle with her baby bump and all that stuff like that. And the mom was basically like, okay, y'all was going through complications with the baby, so that's probably why. Just basically justifying everything that, justifying his actions. So Aubrey was like, okay, let me head home. Anyways, y'all life for part 4. Is that part 4 or part 3? I don't know. But y'all, oh my God, I gotta do my baby hair today. Yeah, like...
Hey y'all, welcome back to All Things Jenny. I'm Jenny. So be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. So for this story purpose, we're going to name the young lady Olivia. So Olivia lived in Haiti. And while she was in Haiti, in the town where she lived, it was a very small town. Everybody basically know everybody. Everybody's been with everybody. But Olivia cannot seem to find someone to be in love with and to start a family with. She's watching all of her friends getting married and moving away, having children and all that good stuff. But Olivia just cannot find someone to fall in love with or to love her enough so they can, start a family. So one day, Olivia's uncle, who lives in the United States, sent for her. Olivia was so excited. She's like, you know what? This is my time. This is the opportunity that I've been waiting for so I can move out of this shitty town so I can meet someone new. That's exactly what she did. So once Olivia came to the United States, she started settling in. She started going to school, doing her studies. And while she was doing her studies, while she was in class one day, she saw this gentleman in class and she was infatuated by this man. She found him to be the most perfect, beautiful, dark chocolate, tall man. She's in love with this man. She don't even know his name. And then one day, the man finally noticed Olivia. She could not believe it. She was over the moon, completely over the moon. And then, not only did he notice her, but he started walking up to her. He's walking up to her and he says, "Hi, I'm Marcus." We're going to use Marcus as his name for the purpose of this story. "Hi, I'm Marcus. What's your name?" Olivia? Olivia's accent was really, really thick, and she had a very, very thick Haitian accent. But Marcus found it to be the most cutest things. Marcus was perfect to Olivia. He was like the next best thing since sliced bread. And suddenly they started dating. They just almost like it happened all of a sudden. Olivia and Marcus started a whole relationship. Things is going great. But Olivia didn't just want his affection. She literally wanted this man's soul because she wanted to make sure he was going to be in love with her and stay in love with her, and he wasn't going anywhere. So Olivia decided she was going to plan a date. They went on a date, having a good time, and Olivia, it was time for her to go home. And as she was walking to her car, she saw a little antique shop. Not just an antique shop, but it was a metaphysical antique shop. She went in there and she saw a book, and particularly a spell book, a very old book. It's as though the book was calling to her. Olivia was creeped out, but she walked up and picked up the book anyways. The book was covered with cryptic sigils and symbols all over it. The leather felt like human skin, but it was old leather. So Olivia started going through all the pages and amazed at all the sigils and symbols and all of the signs that she recognized from back in the days when she used to live in Haiti. She said, "Oh, I know this. Oh, I know this too. And then Olivia said, oh my goodness, it's getting late. So she purchased the book and went to her car. Olivia drove to her apartment, and that night she spent the entire night looking through the book to find the best spell. Remember, she's looking for a spell for love. She stumbled upon one spell that caught her attention. Eternal love. This is it. Oh my goodness, this is great. So then she ended up reading it. She says, it only requires one simple ingredient. A drop of blood mixed in a meal. Oh, that's it? She thought it was something more. She got excited. Okay, I could do that. I could do that. So then she planned a date. Desperate, Olivia decided to try it. I gotta come up with a plan. I gotta make food. I gotta make something that he likes. She grabbed her phone and texted Marcus. Hey, love, I'm making food tomorrow. Would you stop by my place after work? Olivia got excited. Of course, honey. Marcus texts back. So I'll see you tomorrow then. Okay, so she's excited. Now comes evening time, she decided to start preparing dinner. Olivia hovered over a pot of sauce, spaghetti sauce, and she pricked her finger and allowed 3 drops of blood, just like the book says, to fall into the sauce. Olivia sat there and absorbed how her blood absorbed into the sauce, and she's now excited to make the meal. Marcus will be in the house within 30 minutes, so she got to finish this thing. All of a sudden, Olivia heard 3 knocks on the door. It's Marcus, oh my God. Okay, so she went and opened the door. Nervous and excited at the same time, Olivia said, come in, honey. And then she handed him a glass of wine as she enjoyed her glass of wine. Nervously smiling, Olivia handed Marcus a plate of spaghetti to eat. And he's excited because that's one of her favorite meals to make. And Marcus loved Olivia's spaghetti. Olivia started eating. Marcus is also eating. And she's watching Marcus nervously. She cracked a warm smile to try to avoid from looking so nervous. Marcus is eating. All of a sudden, he started staring into Olivia's eyes, as if like it was the first time he ever saw her, gazing into her eyes as if she's like the most beautiful thing in the world. Olivia noticed. It's working. Oh my goodness, it's working. Everything was going great for the first few months in their life. Olivia was perfect and she was happy in the relationship. It was exactly what she wished for, exactly what she wanted. Marcus was going above and beyond. He was doing things that he had never done for Olivia before. She was excited. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe this thing worked. I cannot believe this thing worked. She was over the moon about all the things that he was doing for her and how quickly the spell worked. Olivia was excited. But soon, Marcus's love became suffocating. To the point where it was like an obsession. Olivia was tired of it. She didn't want all this love. And all of a sudden, Marcus said, I quit my job. I could not stand to be away from you, so I quit my job. She was shocked. But how are you going to pay all your bills? This is the only way that you have to bring money in. What are you going to do? Olivia is nervous and she's shocked, but she cannot tell Marcus that she gave him some of her blood. Marcus started following Olivia everywhere, watching her with this hunger that made her skin crawl. To the point where he would text her constantly if she's not around him at any point of the day. Olivia was getting tired of it. And then one night, as she was spending the night at his place, she woke to Marcus hovering over her, just watching her sleep. What are you doing, honey? I just wanted to watch you breathe, Marcus said to Olivia. She was creeped out. What the hell? What do you mean? You're watching me breathe. Olivia just brushed it off and then went about her night. She went back. Olivia was starting to feel trapped in her own relationship. I need space, Marcus. What do you mean? Marcus was not having it, honey. You're my life. Without you, I'm literally nothing, he explained to her. She's starting to get nervous. What am I going to do? As the weeks passed, Marcus's behavior started getting darker. To the point where he was not even eating unless Olivia was feeding him. And then all of a sudden, she started noticing that he was carving her name into his skin. And he told her, that way you'll always be with me. And then one night, Olivia woke up. She was spending the night again at his place. Olivia woke up to see Marcus sitting in the corner of the house, rocking back and forth and chanting her name over and over again as if it was a spell. That started creeping her out. Seriously, she said, you know what? I need to get some help because this is... Terrified, Olivia decided to go back to the same shop where she got the book. She was excited as soon as she got there and she saw the same face that sold her the book. Hi, can you help me? Something terrible happened. I bought a book here like a few months ago and something happened. The lady's face turned completely pale as Olivia started to describe to her what she has done. You tampered with the balance? the woman hissed at her. Love spelled mixed with blood is a curse, and his obsession is only going to grow until it consumes you both. What do you mean? Well, in order to break that, you will have to sever the bond with both of you. The lady handed her something, folded in a piece of cloth. Olivia slowly opened it. Is this a knife? Yes. Did you not hear me, foolish girl? You must sever the bond. Doing so is going to cost you, but you called that upon yourself. So Olivia turned back around and took the dagger with her into her car. As she's driving home to her apartment, the only thing that she could hear in her head is the lady's voice echoing back to her. You must sever the bond. Olivia's nervous. She don't know what to do. I have to kill my husband. I have to kill my boyfriend. A few nights later, Olivia decided to confront Marcus. She drove to his house. Even though she was nervous, she drove to his house anyways. She knocked on the door. There was no response. So she opened the door slowly and saw Marcus sitting in his living room surrounded by candles. Not only did he was surrounded by candles, but he looked weird. He looked as if he was possessed by some sort of demon. She's nervous. Marcus? Honey, are you okay? She walked over to him. He said, you love me, don't you? A strange voice coming from the dark. Marcus stepping forward to Olivia so she can see his face. She's getting nervous. Say you love me. Say you love me forever. She's getting nervous. Olivia started to grab the dagger from behind her back, gripping it really, really tight as she stepped back and Marcus is walking towards her. She's nervous. She don't know what to do. I have to kill him. Olivia screamed, Marcus, this have to stop. This is not love. This is madness. Marcus looked at Olivia and tilted his head and gave out a strange smile. Madness? You're my love. You created me. This is what you wanted, isn't it? Tell me you love me. Tell me you love me. Olivia is starting to get really, really nervous and her hand is sweating. She have to do this. The lady told her that's the only way to do it. She have to... In a desperate moment, Olivia stepped forward and plunged the dagger into Marcus's chest. He held his heart. His eyes widened with betrayal. He could not believe the love of his life would do that to him. And Olivia cried. She cried with horror. She was so afraid. And as the blood of Marcus spilled all over the floor, the candle flickered and it died. Olivia got nervous. The whole room is now dark because it was lit with only candles. Marcus is lying in his own puddle of... Olivia watched Marcus lie in his own pool of blood. And she's nervous. She's crying. She don't know what to do. She's talking to herself. Oh my God, they're going to send me to jail. No. Oh, even worse. They're going to send me back to Haiti. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? She's talking to herself. And all of a sudden, she heard this dark, dark sound. She realized that the nightmare is not over. She heard a cackling sound, a laughing sound echoing throughout the room. Olivia is nervous. I thought I was done. I thought she said to spill the blood and I did it. And now it's not over. It's not over. It's not over. She's walking back. And she's stumbling over candles that are lying on the floor. And she slipped. She fell. And the spell not only bounded her to Marcus, but it had tethered her to something so much darker than she could ever imagine. She's getting nervous. It's getting worse. The echoing is getting louder. It's getting louder. She feels crazy. She's screaming. All of a sudden, all the lights in the house started flickering. No, please. She's begging. She's begging the lights as if they can hear her so the light can stay on because she did not want to be in this room with all the shadows and plus the love of her life's dead body laying on his own pool of blood. She's nervous. She don't want the lights to go out. And all of a sudden, a dark figure emerge out of nowhere. Big, glowing red eyes staring right at her. She's nervous. She don't know what to do. She's literally frozen in one spot. The monster let out this crazy, dark, scary laugh. You gave me his soul. Now I'm here to take yours. Olivia is nervous. She don't know what to do. Olivia screamed, but the monster was already upon her. And by morning, the house was completely silent. The neighbors reported that they heard cries, but they wouldn't dare check. They were so afraid. It seemed like Olivia screamed and pleaded for her life, but the monster was already upon her. And by morning, the house was completely silent. The neighbors reported that they heard a cry, but they wouldn't dare to check. Nobody checked. She was left alone. When authorities arrived to Marcus's apartment, they found the apartment completely empty except for two things. Marcus's lifeless body laying on a pool of blood. Next to him was the black dagger that was given to Olivia to take care of Marcus. And Olivia, she was never seen again. And some people even say that Marcus's apartment has this spirit that's in it that warns people of ever trying to temper it with love.